Bless family. I'm back again with another educational topic. So I got to teach you about this topic right now, guys, and you need to understand that today is educational because I think I've heard many people talk about Egypt, but when they talk about Egypt, they forget another and forget the other side of Egypt, which is Sudan. So I think, listen, this is just educational, guys. Was that Sudan, you will never have Egypt. That's a question. That's. I think there's no dispute in this question. I think in Egypt, people know that in Egypt, people know that in Sudan, people know that around this area. Was that Sudan, you will never have Egypt. The reason why what I'm saying because you have the Nile, and they're also they're very close brothers. They're very close cousins. They're very close to everything. You know what I mean? No disrespect to anything like that to the Sudanese people or the Egyptian people or anything like that. But I need to put a right correction. People need to understand that. Was that both? You know, you can't have Egypt without Sudan, and you can't have Sudan without Egypt. Does that make sense? The reason why, because you have the Nile, the River Nile, yeah, and you have the Egyptian civilization. You have what they call it, the pharaohs. All those pharaohs, their blood tied, you know, deeply into Sudan and with Egypt because they have connection there. So without that, basically, people can't not really forget Sudan before they think. So was that being said, folks? Let me say this. I want to break down right now the history just of Egypt after or just right before the colonization or the independence. So because as you may know, guys, Egypt got its independence, or at least I say that land got its independence in 1953 or 1954, and then after it was 2 years after that when people got an agreement, then Sudan got an independence. Why? What I'm saying that because before that time there was no such thing as Sudan. So let me break it down because the first president of Egypt was actually his mother was a black Sudanese, and he was born in Sudan as well. So what people say today, like in the UK here or in Europe, people say he's a mixed race. But so his mother was a woman, they call her Aswad, a Sudanese local woman, but his father is one of the soldiers. You know, because back in the day, back in the time, people at that time as well, what they say, yeah, that there's many soldiers, you know, Kurds of a Kurdish descent and Ottoman soldiers descent as well, or the British Indian Army, where they used to sleep with the women, with the local women. Was that anything? They just sleep with local women because they're too powerful to speak. You know what I mean? They can't speak to the local like that, but the women. So let me. With that being said, let me show you because I need to show you exactly. So you need to understand that. So now, if you look at that, that was the first president of Egypt, which is his name Mohammed Najib, in 1953 to 1954. He was the first, right? His name Mohammed Najib, and Mohammed Najib was also was a soldier. All right, so you go down there, you read about his life of Mohammed Najib. So you go there. Mohammed Najib was born on 19th of February 1901, yeah, in Khartoum, Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. So let me just break that again. Because when people say Anglo-Egyptian, yeah, basically they just say that Anglo-Turks. So guys, let me say that to you again. When people say an Anglo-Egyptian, but that's which is they got it wrong. So it's Anglo-Turks because at that time you have King Fuad, who was of was the Ottoman Empire descent, and those people were run. They do run the Sudan and Egypt. Will run that land at the same time. So that's a strictly fact. So he was born in Khartoum. Again, let me go back and you can read. He was born in Khartoum, yeah, to a Sudanese local, yeah, Yusuf. His father was Yusuf Najib, and his mother Zohra Ahmed Ottoman. Yeah, Zahra was Sudanese local. Yeah, you should understand that. She's a, yeah, yes, she's a Sudanese local. She's a woman that basically probably find her, and then the what you call it, the soldiers basically they sleep with whatever woman that they want to sleep with, and that's how they have the first presidents of Egypt. Yeah. So now the second presidents of Egypt as well. Just let me show you that you can go guys and make a research for yourself as well. So then after that you have after him you have Nasser, yeah. So you have Nasser also. Nasser was also the second president, right? Nasser was also of a mixed heritage. You should understand that, yeah. So which is Jamal Nasser was also, but he was born in modern day Egypt, right? But he's also had his mother, yeah, his mother of a mixed race. No, his father of a mixed race descent as well. All right. Also, the third president of Egypt, yeah, the third president of Egypt is Sadat, yeah. Sadat, he's 100%, yeah. So this guy, he so Anwar, which is, you know what I mean, Anwar Sadat is also where people, when at the time when he become a president of Egypt at the time, he's the one that he faced a lot of hostilities because his color, it was too black. They said it was too black. You have most of the Turks, do you know what I mean, and the Persians, and most of the people that who of a European descent, or you know what I'm saying, they didn't like him because he was too black for to control the country. And they said, how come this person controlled us? But the reason why he came to power because he was one of the officers that in the same regime that when they got the independent, and he was the one that the other guys organized that the Egyptian and the Sudanese revolution. All these revolution started in Sudan. It wasn't started in modern day Egypt. When I say that, guys, do not try to confuse Sudan by Egypt, because modern day Sudan is just a creation, because it's just a derogative name for a black person, and then most of the dark skinned Sudanese people, they're proud to be called Sudan, and that's how it is. Because if you go and check as well modern day Mali, or all the way to Morocco, you find the Sudan Republic. You know what I mean? The Sudanese Republic that was started around Libya, Niger, and all the way you go to Algeria. Around that area started also the Sudan Republic. Why I'm saying this, guys, I just wanted to, I think a lot of people get confused of what is going on, and some people today, history get distorted, and people won't know who's who, who was who, and who is the truth right now. But the truth of the matter is, when people say Anglo-Egyptian Sudan, it's actually Anglo-Turks. You know what I mean? It's Anglo-Turks which control the whole area, and that's fact, 100% a fact. It's not even a mistake or anything like that. So people, I hope you learned something new today. So you know that 3 of the presidents, yeah, that from 1953, they all have their origin rooted in the Sudanese people. I'm saying why rooted because one of them of a mixed race descent, and one of them is a Sudanese man, right, who's got a little bit of also mix in him, and the other one as well. But you have the last one, which is not Nasser, which is the last one that which is stayed in power. The Turks, he stayed in power for 30 or more than 30 years, right? So more than 30 years until the Egyptian revolution came in and took them out. Right, you know the last one, guys, right? So with that being said, family, I hope you know the history today. So it should be settled once and for all. A lot of people might gonna confuse the situation and tell you that, no, whatever. That's why I'm telling you, with that Sudan, you can't have Egypt. With that Egypt, you can't have Sudan. Yeah, because blood and DNA is in the mix. There's no way, doesn't matter, because you got the River Nile, and as you know that the River Nile at the moment had a lot of dispute in Ethiopia, yeah, and a lot of these countries getting into the mix. and creating a lot of problem and atrocities. All right, with that being said, family, that's politics. I don't want to go into that, but you should understand that three presidents, one Sudan, one Egypt got an independent, that all have rooted deeply in the Sudan. All right, with that being said, family, bless with family. I hope you understand the lesson today. Boom.